The smear of blood across the wall just above the sink in the men's locker room has a story behind it. They always do. While blood may be a poor narrator to most, it always carries a story on its way to the gray cement floors or the white tiles and cinder blocks of the walls. This slowly drying stain could be from a fight, following a heated game of gym class basketball. It could be from a dry winter nosebleed or a solid crossface in wrestling practice. Ages of crimson stories have been spit, splattered, and spread on and around this quiet sanctuary of steel and porcelain, as they are likely to keep being spread for as long as the building stands. It isn't his job to read or tell the stories. His job is to erase them, so nobody else needs to know they existed. He'll leave this urine-scented den of teenage testosterone sparkling clean and lemon-scented, just like he did last week. Unlike the rest of the night crew, this custodian takes his job seriously. While they go through the motions and enjoy long, ill-supervised breaks justified by the thankless nature and paltry pay of the work, he earns every cent of his minimum wage. He doesn't just run a damp rag over the sinks and push dust along the halls into the corners. He polishes the stainless steel sink handles and faucets. He sweeps, mops, and buffs the floors each week. He's even developed a habit for following his peers to compensate for the corners they cut. Most of the teachers who stay late enough to know his name love and respect him for his friendly nature and professional commitment. He rarely takes a night off. When he does miss a shift, the results are noticeable and he misses his work. That's right, he misses the job. He loves what he does and takes pride in his largely underappreciated work. The most bittersweet part of the shift is the beginning, while school is still in session for about an hour as the day and night crew custodian shifts overlap. He gets to see over 1,000 teenagers flooding from their classrooms to their buses and after-school activities. Some of them are friendly and know him by name. Most think he's invisible, and some make a habit of scoring cheap popularity points at the middle-aged man's expense. He's used to it by now, and he's learned to ignore the sharp tongues, especially of pretty teenage girls who mock him with regularity as he smiles, nods, and waits for the halls to clear. It's nearly 5 o'clock one evening while the basketball team bustles through the gym. The wrestlers drill on one sports deck while the cheerleaders practice on the other. The chess team is playing in the cafeteria, and the jazz band's extracurricular efforts echo through the halls. People may think a school dies when the buses depart around 3 o'clock, but this is his favorite time, when the school takes on a nightlife of its own. It's not as large as when each class is packed to the gills with sunlight beaming through the windows, but it's more intense. There are no sleepy, disengaged youth at this hour. No dull lectures, as the young people are just as excited about their evening activities as the coaches, sponsors, and teachers who guide them. He's just entered the women's locker room. The women's basketball team have left for the night, and he wants to offer some preemptive assistance to the handsome coworker who's supposed to clean up. He is, after all, a man prone to half measures. A familiar voice can be heard as he enters, speaking in an unfamiliar tone, but it's not the voice of his coworker, at least not at first. In the far back of the locker room, he can hear one of his teenage bullies, but her voice is shaking and somewhat muffled. He can tell she is not alone, and one word rings clearly off the metal lockers and painted cement walls. No. Broom in hand, he dashes to the back of the locker room, finding his handsome colleague pinning the popular girl to the wall. She is fully clothed, but her eyes show panic, fear, and when she sees him, regret. He can tell that she fully expects him to join in her assault and seek vengeance for the regularity of his own humiliation. When the assaulting janitor turns back, his angry expression is instantly introduced to the blunt wooden broom handle. His split lip sends a torrent of fresh blood over the front of his partially unzipped jumpsuit. The teenager pulls free from her attacker's grip and scrambles toward the exit without a word or a backward glance. When the bleeding man attempts to chase her down, the broom handle finds its way squarely into his stomach, ejecting the air from his lungs, doubling him over in pain before a large hand aggressively guides his head into the concrete wall. The would-be rapist lies writhing in a small red pool on the cool cement floor. clutching his bleeding crown and lip. His soft-spoken coworker pulls a fresh white towel from his belt and begins casually cleaning the blood from the wall, erasing the story.